What is going on, guys? Mike here with Chit Chat Gaming. So Apex Legends just released on Nintendo Switch. I did a video on it here recently. It's been getting some mixed reviews. Of course, the game is running at 30 frames per second. Basically it's going to be 720 resolution on dock mode. And I believe it's 576 here on handheld mode. So again, though, you gotta stop and think, though, this is a Nintendo Switch. This is not, the Xbox One, the PS4, etc. So you gotta understand that it is definitely going to run, of course, it's not going to perform anyway, I should say, at the same level of the other consoles and PC. But for Nintendo Switch, though, it's actually a pretty decent port. Panic Button does have a pretty good reputation of porting these games over like Doom and such as well too. So I think they did a pretty good job here with some patches, some updates. I think that it definitely could look a little bit better as far as the grainy goes, and how it looks all grainy and the textures and such and the pop-ins. Those definitely can be fixed, I think, with some updates and patches. But with that being said, though, that basically draws the question, will we get Titanfall on Nintendo Switch? It's something that a lot of us have been talking about since the release of the Switch, since we've seen that games, a lot of games like Doom, for example, Wolfenstein. We have the BioShock series, the Borderlands, etc. All these games are now, Crisis, for God's sakes, is on Nintendo Switch now. It's like, well, now that we've seen that, I'm pretty sure that Titanfall could probably run on Nintendo Switch. So with that being said, though, that does, like I said, draw the question, could we see, now that Respawn has, officially, launched Apex on Nintendo Switch, could we see, a Titanfall or Titanfall 2, be released at some time? Back in 2017, the company Respawn laughed in the face of an interviewer who asked about this and basically said, F no, there's no way that Titanfall 2 or Titanfall can fit on Nintendo Switch, it will not run, and pretty much, like I mentioned, laughed it off. Well, we are now in 2021, and look, the tables have turned to a degree. Respawn has now released, of course, Apex Legends, like I mentioned several times here, and now the question would be, could Titanfall 2 possibly come to Nintendo Switch? I'd love to see that. Titanfall 2, Titanfall, the original one, are two of my favorite all-time multiplayer FPS games here. They're just fantastic multiplayer games. I prefer those over the COD series. But recently here, an interview was done, and Chad from Respawn here actually answered that question. The question was basically going to be, whether or not, since Respawn has brought over, Apex Legends to Nintendo Switch, is there a possibility that Titanfall 2 could come, in the near future? And basically what they said this. They said the team that's on Apex is a team here that made Titanfall and Titanfall 2. And it's something that we're all really proud of. I think I look back on my career and campaign, and the campaign is one of the best things we've ever done, and I think a lot of people on that team might feel the same. I think you see a lot of the Titanfall content making its way into Apex, which is true. So our mindset now is not necessarily on trying to get people to go back and play Titanfall 2, but how we can bring all the great things from Titanfall 2 into the Apex world and introduce them to our Apex fans on Nintendo Switch. So there you pretty much have it. As right now, there's no talks of bringing Titanfall or Titanfall 2 to Nintendo Switch, just like there's no talks of Titanfall 3 being released. Respawn is solely, focusing 100% on Apex Legends. So again, though, as long as they keep updating and keep patching, the Apex or Nintendo Switch version of Apex Legends, then I think that that's the right direction to go. It does suck. I'd love to see Titanfall 2 on Nintendo Switch. I would definitely love to see that. But again, though, I understand though. So again, let me know down below what you guys think here too. Would you like to see this game, on your Nintendo Switch? What do you think of the news here? Obviously, it doesn't sound like we're ever gonna get it, but I never say never, because I never thought I would see the games that I see on Nintendo Switch now to this day. So again, let me know down below what you guys think here. Make sure you like the video here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on that bell notification to keep updated with all things that is Chit Chat Gaming. And once again, guys, this has been Mike saying, happy gaming.